Alqubit, IT, as an expression of art. Alqubit, IT, as an expression of art.
Hello world! Finally online. I'm still struggling with something here and there, but I will catch up. This live I have been preparing for a while, and it is fun. It is very complex production because I have overcomplicated it. I'm for the first time in 4K. Yesterday I have been doing all the tests the last week, and they were all super successful. But yesterday, being on the residential internet, yesterday was everything saturated and congested. Everything failed. And I never surrender, I don't leave, I don't back off, and I keep going. So I insist in my 4K live production with my bandwidth of 5.4, I have set it. And let's see how it goes. I will show a brief overview the work machine, and after that Ultimatte is a complex system. Please be forgiving the expert of the broadcast industry. I'm doing all my best to present. I have real fun with this, with Ultimatte. I haven't used it much, only a couple of times. I have been testing for the last at least 10 days here and there. The last week massively, but for the realization of the production, not so much on the Ultimatte. I have super deep dived into video signal optimization levels, and now what I'm doing that how I can see. No, I cannot show it with the other camera. Let's see. No, I have the cameras that are ending into Blackmagic Atem Mini Extreme. From that is going into this beautiful Ultimatte 12 HD Mini. From the HD Mini is going into Atem Mini Pro. And from the Atem Mini Pro is going through 15 meters cable, 8K, into Blackmagic on my content creation server, Blackmagic Intensity Pro 4K. From there is going into OBS. And all the elaboration, and now I am activating this packaging. I am calling it the different. I have overly complicated the production. Instead of one place that you do, I want to show off like crazy, and I had to recreate completely as I was doing in Atem Mini, all the packaging, logo and everything. I have exported. Let's show off. I will disable the key because it's corrupt the signal, obviously. Hello, green screen again. And I'm in OBS. Beautiful OBS. I have super optimized. It is what I have done the last week, and today I will produce another video production about Atem Mini Extreme Pro video levels and how to boost it into OBS like crazy. I have boosted it the other day. I have done a super crash test with 3 signals that were I'm extracting from Atem Mini Extreme, one over the other. That those are here the configurations that are not active now. Boosting into 4K on YouTube, H.265, and everything is now. I'm using Restream, and my subscription I can use only H.264, and this is the big challenge because but I'm sure that at least doesn't crash in somehow that I don't have to touch it too much. If don't crash the OBS, will be good. The 11 milliseconds, it requires only 1 milliseconds for rendering. The 11 milliseconds is because I am using output as a monitor here to see in real time the end production and how is the result. As output from OBS, and this process is burning 10 milliseconds, but the computational necessity is only 1 milliseconds 0.2, and in H.265 is 2 milliseconds 0.4. I'm using this color format because I want to transmit it in 10 bits, so I have overboosted 422. Here I'm upscaling massively in Ultra HD. Streaming the same. I don't record internally, it is recording on all the channels, or restream locally hyperdeck high, super high, but it is missing obviously the fine-tuning of the OBS, the end result. And this is the technical part. What it is that is super interesting. The Ultimatte ecosystem is very interesting, and you can do tons of really beautiful things. I will keep it with the green screen in order to see the colors in real colors. Let's see here briefly. I will show a couple of videos briefly, just to skim here and there, and the Ultimatte ecosystem. I have this one, this little guy here. Ultimatte 12 HD, that this one is only Rec 709 and Rec 601 or whatever it is. This has Rec 2020 as those two. This is all 8K. This has IP 2110. Ultimatte 12 4K. For the really advanced feature and integration, this is the middle that you need to use. And I want to open the website. That I'm more comfortable with the outputs. HD Mini. I'm having those outputs. Background. Today I have not only the sea behind me as usual of my own photos, but I have the background from one laptop that I will not show you, but it has one video that is in loop. This one I will show you. Let me showing off every function. This is my background, and it is going on forever. And let's match somehow to be possible to see everything. It yeah, Windows is constantly overdoing what I'm wanting to do, moving around like that. So my background from the laptop is here. Why I am doing this complex war machine? Fortunately, I don't use now the Sennheiser. It will be went crazy. What I was saying. Yes, the camera foreground input. In order to use multiple cameras with the relatively static set, I'm using the switch, the first level switch, that which output is going into Ultimatte. It is not the perfect solution, but it works. I will show you that it works somehow. It ends into camera in. So the first NVMe Extreme is output is ending up here, and the output of this program output is ending up in the input one of the ATEM Mini Pro, and it is assigned as camera number, the same camera number, so it is cool to have on air active. So, and this is how it's done now. And those, I don't use them. We can do a chain of monitor input output till 8 units. You can configure them in daisy chain, and you can use only one monitor and pointing with remote control or those. On the remote control there are buttons. Here are those little things, and you can choose. I have the connection and I have configured it. And this is how the cool stuff is done. I bought it in middle September, and I was stunned how I will do an historical overview why this interface is that way and why it's so complicated at first glance, at the second glance, even at the third glance. This, what per se, it's not super complicated system. It is complex system, but not overly complicated. It has all the logic and functionalities. It has started the development in 1976, if I'm not wrong. But this interface that is this way, and somehow it's illogical, because why you, during the utilization, it seems that you are missing, because it is optimized for the thumb. And there is a old video of the old corporation of Ultimatte, that how the person that was developing the product was using. It's like a console in real time with the two thumbs and correcting everything. And this is why the buttons are in that way precisely. It could be improved logically, but all the industry has been already accustomed to this workflow, and this no one wants, I presume, to risk anything to reinvent the wheel. And if you click one button, it's entering into sub-level, but not all the buttons are behaving the same way. Some of them yes, some of them no. The more simple ones don't have the sub-menus, but have these things changes. So it is not completely menu, sub-menu, logic. It is even the same tweaks are accessible from different standpoints of view. And this complicates very much the comprehension of the product, how it works. But what is in the essence? It works with red, blue, and green screens. Much better than the keying on the Atem Extreme, Pro, whatever model. It is very advanced, a lot of fine tuning, and you have to use it in order to get the muscle memory and do it. But in actuality, it's a very base level of color grading, what you need actually to adjust, because you have to color match the foreground, that is the camera, the background, that is what you have behind, with the black, white, contrast, saturation, advanced contrast, all those aspects, and the 3 channels everywhere, in order to color match on different aspects, foreground and the background, and to see as unique picture that you are integrated inside. And this is the thing that is a little bit of challenging. And you have foreground, white, you have the 3 color channels on multiple things. I have one video, historical video, how the reason why it's done in that way. It is when you have certain color the screen back, it overspills the such color, and you need to adjust the color that is in prevalence and spilling all over the place. That's why. And it is very, very advanced, certainly very advanced. And let's go forward a little bit here. The properties, Rex 601, this is the mini, and you have HDMI, the only one with HDMI. For the rest, as a properties, they are almost the same, 6 gig of internal storage. This one has Rec 2020 and so on. This is the big middle, big high-end middle with SMPTE 2110 IP. You can set this 4 foreground, background, everything. You can do it via network. And when you set the foreground, if it is in automatic, it sets the set point for all the rest of the inputs. Whatever you're setting on the foreground input. After that, you have to maintain the same resolution and everything for all the other signals. This is how it works. 8K is obviously aggregating A, B, C, D, and in order to reach 8K, it is very advanced, but is missing obviously because via IP cannot aggregate for 10 gigs, and it is for technological reasons it is missing the IP. But this one is very advanced. This model that you need if you want to integrate it in advanced way with Unreal Engine. You can extract every type of mate that I will cite. I will explain one by one, and you can record them. You can compose them in more advanced switcher and everything. It is basically only the creativity is the limit. What is the reality? That it is advanced, super valuable device, but if you want to use it at its best, it is exactly as color grading in DaVinci Resolve. Micro movements producing big impact on the colors. So in order to be able to fine-tune the colors without losing your sanity and life, you need this one. Whatever. This is must-have, because with the mouse it works, but it is very challenging. You go back and forth. You need this one if you like it or not in advanced workflow. And you have here 8 buttons for the 8 units, and those are 5 positions in the memory that you can save. The different backgrounds, foreground settings, you have the possibility to have 5 presets ready to go. And into the it is almost the same interface, but it is missing this flexibility. It would be good if somehow Blackmagic offers some control surface that you can move the buttons, and being able to, because with the mouse you cannot do this fine-tuning of the colors. And now what I was saying, those are the preset values. If you don't save, you can lose something like hours to fine-tune. If you don't save or overwrite something, you're missing everything. And this morning, this night, I have done it. I was fine-tuning, and I have overwritten it. And the 3 buttons are present physically into the Mini, those, and the 2 are virtual into the software. On the remote control you have all them. And the next step will be the different types of yes, it is advanced. It is not I'm with the background of electronics and IT. For me, absorbing requirements, specs, and integrating things is like I'm doing my lunch. It is part of my brain process after 38 years of technology. So it is fascinating, and you can integrate everything here. So after the ecosystem that is done here, type of mates, background matte, how it's pronounced. All my life I'm learning as a fourth language English. I'm still struggling. Matte, background matte. You can do with alpha channel. The background, you can cut part of the background and move it to the beyond the foreground. This column here with this thing, you can do it to appear that the talent is going behind this thing, which in actuality is not that, but at the composing result is doing this background matte. The other matte is the general, that is the base, even the automatic way to create. This is the advantage, but if you want good result, you need to fine-tune manually, and I'm getting too annoyed to optimize the lighting because I need to destroy my video set entirely, move everything in order to implement the background. And I have lit it good, but not overly done. So you need to, if you have green screen set, it needs to be stable. If you do it dismounting everything, redoing every time, you're losing your life behind. It is complicated. It needs to be almost everything set, and every time you need to fine-tune different aspects, but it is complicated. So you need to have the Blue Screen Studio. For the last 2 years, my living room is my studio. Everything, it is crazy here. Industrial cables and sets. And now you can do the fine-tuning of the background. Garbage matte. If you have, for example, the light here, you can do in the same principle. Whatever is with white, it is ignored. As here, it is ignored to, it became not transparent. And given based on the different matte, it is behaving transparent or ignored. So in this case with garbage matte, it is ignored. This part becomes invisible basically. Holdout Matte. Why I'm disabling now the beautiful effect from, and I'm making a dull image with the green screen, because I don't have the Holdout Matte implemented. This is too much time. Let's showing off what is the effect. If I enable, you see that you see my background through the green of the image on the, and you cannot see what I'm showing. With the Holdout Matte, it is inverted. Everything is ignored in white, and you can preserve a certain piece of the screen. For example, being green, you can preserve the green. Let's return with the colors. You can preserve the green here, for example, on the logo, by this Holdout Matte. I will not apologize not to see in your face, in your eyes, but I'm super struggling to deliver this thing that I want for the last 3 months that I want to deliver. And Holdout Matte. It is very advanced, and it is very cool and exciting stuff. And you have to work here. To super optimize, there is a lot of work. Layer Matte. I haven't implemented it. To push before you or behind you certain labels, whatever aspects you want. And there are 5 actually. The matte, the background matte, garbage matte, holdout matte, layer matte. Those are. And this is my model as I have shown it. Everything is easygoing. Camera foreground, and you need if you use NVMe Extreme Pro, the advantage is that you set the camera ID here, and the camera is plugged here, and you have the control of the tele light, and you absolutely able to see on air or in standby, and different aspects. I don't know if the music is too high. I hope no. And this is how it's done. This version here, I don't know the other version, but I have the advantage that with my monitor out, program out, I'm able to simulate somehow as the monitor out. I can unify them and see on the program out what is the monitor out. That's why I'm able to switch and disable the composing, basically, because I'm acting as it was a monitor out, not the program of the result. So I'm disabling basically the composing, and it is a specific setting. It is a possibility to do auto compose. I have done it. You are free to try, going for years to optimize. There is no limit. It is complex. Auto compose will give you the result to be able to see and optimize, but I doubt that auto compose yet. For one that has no idea what can do, it can work, but you need to work a lot to obtain excellent result. Monitor cascade, what I was saying before, that you can exit from one, enter into the another, and with the reference connections, and you can do it in order to select here those buttons and to see on the monitor what is the result of the monitor, not the programs. And the advantage of this is that you have the loop, much more advanced workflow and possibility to configure. Talent monitor, I have done my Intensity Pro output became my talent monitor here, and I have done the workaround. And what's next? Via USB you can use it connecting to the computer or as a webcam. Always more or less the same functionalities. And in very advanced workflow you can integrate, elaborate, post-production, whatever. You can go and super optimize. I will go in that way because and the IP video workflow with the 4K you can use in the broadcast studio. All those with the integration, please check the manual. It is beautifully done with all the details. Menu, I will show. It will be not short video because I have few video to show exactly points that easy to understand, the really central point of what is doing. So you have to have the patience that I'm going in that way. And this is the Ultimatte software control with the advanced settings. Those I haven't done deep dive on the configuration one by one. It is difficult to memorize, but you need to use it and you need the remote control. With this, I'm grateful to the Blackmagic that has produced this because it saves a lot of money for one with limited budget as me at the moment, and I can go forward in that way. But for the advanced workflow you need the remote control. And now we go forward to catch something that if I... Oh, the aspects, no. Let me see. It can... I wanted to do even the... You can connect remotely via Telnet, but it is pointless to do it now. I will skip it. You connected, it is showing you a lot of characters with its protocol. It is feasible to implement things. It has here connections. Ultimatte doesn't have presets modules. It has all the variables exposed for the good part, not everything. But you need to invest a lot to fine-tune for very stable workflow for exactly what you need. Otherwise it is madness to do it Yes, you can try, but definitely the remote control will be much easier. And those are the variables. You can create a page. I just began to, but it doesn't. You need to understand precisely which settings exactly for what, in which context, and after that exposing the levels. It is kind of nightmare to do it with bitfocus, but this is feasible, and it can be integrated even with telnet. You can set the values via telnet the same way as you are doing here, but we need to do certain context of work and with certain level of abstraction. Otherwise, if you do everything, you cannot do the developer, software developer. If you want to set your video, yes, it is feasible, but it is challenging. And this is about just a little. I have implemented completely as with Atem Mini Extreme all the values in real time of my stream, the same. So I'm able to see it is fluctuating, and I have average skipped frame 0, 25 frames per second, and frame times is 10 seconds exactly, for the fact 10 milliseconds. It is 1 millisecond, but 10 milliseconds for the fact that I have my external monitor that I'm pushing through another encoding through the output of Intensity Pro. Otherwise, with my server HPE DL380G9, I am absolutely super okay. And this is briefly. I'm starting the stream and everything from here. I have only 3 pages that I have done in order to edit in real time the end result on OBS. And I haven't created the Ultimatte page. At this point, it's not useful for me. It's better to contextualize, understand, and after that, once you have super stable workflow, you can do it. Otherwise, you will waste your life behind. I have a couple of videos. I will show this. Let me integrate the audio from the.
We go to the next slide here, and let's first. What makes up white? White is made up of equal amounts of red, green, and blue, which obviously makes white. But now, when you're standing in front of a blue screen, you have your red and your green, but you have more blue than you have red and green. And so what happens is we end up with blue spill all over our foreground subject. So if I was wearing white up against the blue screen, the white area in the middle part of my shirt will look white, but as you get to the edges, you get what we call flare or spill. So the way the Ultimatte gets rid of that is, again, remember, white is equal amounts of red, blue, and green. So what we do in the Ultimatte, as you see here, the blue is clamped to the level of green in the foreground color. So if I'm wearing white and I have more blue on the white than I have green, all that blue is clamped down to the level of green, and then we are again left with a white that has no blue spill on it. And that's how we get rid of blue spill against a foreground object, is by clamping it to the level of green. All right, so that's a blue screen. Let's go and look what it looks like on a green screen. Basically the same thing.
This is
We
essential.
have equal amounts of red, blue, and green equals white, but now the green is higher than the other two. And so now what happens is you have green spill on your foreground subject. So now in this case, green is higher than the other two colors. And what we do is we clamp green to the level of blue, and that gets rid of our green spill on foreground objects. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the remote and find out what controls we need. So right now we're in the matte menu here.
You can see the historical reasons how it has been evolved. But basically this screen is touch screen, and you just working with the knobs and with the thumbs to regulate. Blackmagic has changed those here, transforming them from slides into knobs.
Primarily, we're going to be using a green screen in this case, so we're going to be using green logic. So let's go ahead and we'll be using gate 2. Go ahead and move that a little bit.
It has been changed. Gate 2 now is
we can
different.
hit this reset button right here, flare reset. Go ahead and let's click on that, and you'll notice it goes back to its hash mark right here. So that's one way of resetting it.
Now is flare 1, flare 2. And the old interface has been called gate 1, gate 2.
But if we just double tap on that one control, if I get screen. Now we're going.
And you can find them, those
So
the old video from videos from Ultimatte Corporation.
So you can see this dress a lot
but
better.
It has been explained with very great details how you can optimize those. And the old system how has been developed, foreground, background, key, layers, and the old remote control. It is very useful and eye-opening, because you can understand point to point why is that of the system. And it is advanced. Undoubtedly it is very advanced. I want to show this brief video from Blackmagic. I don't want to use trademarks and everything, but I'm not sponsored by Blackmagic yet in any way and form. But I will use their excellent video that is very brief of how, instead for me to explain in an hour, in 6 minutes max, it has the basics, and you can understand basically the very start of how you can begin to implement.
Real time, using just about any green screen or blue screen background, and all in just 5 easy steps. To get started, make sure all your connections are going to the right place. Toggle between the various monitor out options at the bottom of the touchscreen. Now for a well-lit green screen, you can simply press the Auto Key button to get an instant, high-quality key. And that may be all that's needed. However, if you notice any issues with the resulting automatic key, it's time to fine-tune the result, starting with sampling the screen color. First up, make sure the main menu selector at the top is set to Matte. Select the Screen Sample submenu. We're now going to choose a small section of the key screen that represents a good average of the key color. Select wall cursor position and the preview monitor immediately toggles to the raw green screen input.
I
A
will
small
show I
white
am
sampling
using
region
double
appears in the
cursor.
top left corner of the preview monitor. By rotating the dial to the left of cursor position horizontal, you can move the square cursor left and right, and use the cursor position vertical dial on the right to adjust its height. Tap Sample Wall to lock the color choice. Now, if you're shooting a green screen cyc and you can see both the wall and the floor in the frame, you can choose Dual Cursor Mode instead. The Ultimatte will automatically proceed to floor cursor position, and a new cursor will appear at lower right, ready to adjust.
I'm using it as a
Use
two
the same
part
dials
of
to
the
adjust the new cursor,
wall
find a
to
good sample floor area,
match different
then tap Sample
hues.
Floor to complete the process. At this point, the final composite will probably look pretty convincing. Notice how Ultimatte has preserved all the shadow detail from the original green screen set. However, the foreground might appear to have a light, hazy appearance, what Ultimatte calls the veil. If you toggle to the combined matte output, you'll see some noise that wasn't noticeable in the composited preview. Still in the main matte menu, select Veil. To remove noise, rotate the master veil dial counterclockwise. Try not to correct past -15%, or things may start to look unnatural. With the veil removed, it's time to move on, fine-tuning transparency. Looking at the combined matte output, you may notice lighter regions in the matte where the foreground should have a solid black matte. These holes in the matte can either be the result of excessive color spill or poor wardrobe choice, or shiny specular reflections on foreground surfaces like polished shoes. Ultimatte has separate controls for both of these problems. Let's start by eliminating the false transparencies that are due to foreground color problems. Tap the matte button to exit veil mode and return to the main matte menu. While looking at the problem areas, adjust the matte density dial clockwise to eliminate any false transparency. It's important to stress this control is only for colors too close to the background screen. We'll adjust for those shininess issues next. Remember, you can toggle back and forth between the combined matte and the program out by tapping the buttons at the bottom of the touchscreen. With the false color issues dealt with, let's move on to problems due to reflections. This control is called black gloss as it most affects shiny shoes where they make close contact with the floor. Rotate the black gloss dial clockwise until any holes caused by specular reflections are removed. And that brings us to the final step, color matching and spill suppression. Now, Ultimatte automatically applies a basic level of spill suppression to the shot, so often you won't need to apply any custom spill suppression. But if your talent is extremely close to the green screen or is wearing a lot of reflective clothing, there may be flares of green or blue spill producing an unnatural color cast. Looking at the program out, select the main foreground menu. Select Flare 2. Here you can adjust spill suppression in the skin tones, cool colors, and warm tones. A counterclockwise turn will reduce spill in any of these given tonal regions. Now, if you push things too far, no problem. Just tap Flare Reset and start over. Now, with spill suppression complete, we can move on to general color matching. Most of the time, the background will already be set to the correct levels, but if it's not, select the background menu and adjust the dials for blacks, whites, contrast, and saturation as desired. As with the flare settings, if you overdo things, either double tap an individual control to reset it, or tap BG Color Reset to reset all the controls. Now, once you're happy with the background, select the foreground menu and use the identical correction controls to match the black point in the foreground to the black point in the background, white point to white point, and then adjust the contrast control until the shift from darks to lights in the foreground matches the contrast in the background image. One final tip. If your green screen doesn't cover the entire frame, tap Matte In and adjust window left, right, top, or bottom. Here we can see a level difference at the window border. We can use screen correction to solve this. Select the Matte menu, Matte Process, and make sure the talent is off screen before tapping Screen Capture. Finally, tap Screen Correct to apply. The window border magically disappears. And that's it, an amazing key in 5 steps. Now, you'll no doubt have noticed a whole slew of other options in the menus. So when you encounter particularly thorny problems on a green screen set, Ultimatte has the advanced tools there ready to solve them.
Hey, okay. There is not too much information online on the advanced setting. I have struggled a lot and I have found only those few videos actually in someone that has invested into studio with all the processes, but it is somehow gatekeeped and probably in order to be sold as consultancy. But it is really advanced, it is not simple, and you can optimize. Now, the next one, I wanted to show you how I can do it. Green screen, flat. Let's return in live by activating, but I will need to return here in order to show you. Now the buttons has been chosen green. If I activate the program, they are becoming transparent, and I haven't super optimized the colors and everything, but it is impacting dramatically the image you can see on my screen. And so I have kept this functionality that I can use now. These set choices here is because I have set this thing here, this option that monitor to program. It routes the monitor output into the program, and you can do these games here. If you disable this, you cannot do it anymore. I can choose whatever I want, it doesn't change the program. With this, I can have the monitor output inside the program. And for simple workflow, is fundamental to have it. Otherwise, I will need another monitor with SDI, with converters eventually. Now I'm doing it easygoing. How it is done? You can connect all the background and all the other options of garbage mate, holdout mate, layer 1, layer 2 has background 1, background 2. You can choose the certain image that you import, or the video. The video is what is coming inside the background input. If you select the video, it is activating that. I can choose to, let's return to program. I can choose switching the background. I can my photo from the sea and my background from the video. I will show you after that without this thing here. And it is advanced. It is complicated. You have to invest time and learn. And what I wanted to show, I don't know how to do it in a way that is not boring. I have here the 3 preset values with double background that can flip. This is that I've got everything in my face, and I broke the phone after that in the week after with the seawater, but I've got this beautiful image and many others. And you can switch here. This is number 3 of my preset. With the before, it is super saturated. It is ugly as hell, but this is what I have produced. This is pop punk office. And my other photos from the sea. Now the colors are much better than my previous sets. It is exactly process of color grading, the initial phase of color grading, because you need to set what I can say. I probably will delete, but let's see myself here. If I reset everything, you will see how bad it looks. You see, it is green spills everywhere and everything. And the process, and unfortunately I cannot do it with the interface somehow to show. Let me think. It's super source, it can be done, but yeah, eventually. But I cannot see the colors well. So I will look that and now we choose, for example, screen sample. I need to show it in pieces, back and forth. I'm using screen sample as a dual cursor, and I can choose what is showing are those 2 cursors that in theory one should be for the wall and one for the how it's called now, I cannot think anymore, on the ground. And double check the difference and set the different hues of the green, and it is doing automatically the optimization of the background. And the cursor, I will do again. I'm catch the cursor. It is improving already has improved already the image. And after that I have floor cursor. No, I have done it. And okay, it has improved already significantly in respect to what was before. And you have to start from the foreground. That as a reference, you need to free yourself from those spills here, and to optimize the different matte. I'm looking at Google how it's pronounced, and after a while I forget. And how the interface works. When you select something as mate, there is an advanced feature here you can correct in the brief video has been shown. You have to select the same high level of those settings. Here you return to the level higher. And you can eventually, without to select, it improves doing the optimization, but I have seen that manually it is improving much better. With this one, I can optimize certain aspects of the matte. You can see it's changing. I'm changing cleanup levels, for example. We cannot do it one-to-one but there are options, a lot of options. The darker parts, it is really a process of fine-tuning, and this is for the matte. Once you have my matte now is almost horrible, but I'm leaving it that way. You return to the foreground, and this is the fine-tuning that I have foreground black, red, green, blue, foreground level master, black level, and after that the white, red, green, that has been shown from the, I don't know if it was the original founder of the Ultimatte that was explaining, but you can do certain level of corrections. You can see my image that is changing dramatically the hue. Given the fact that it is green background, you have to free the hues of the green, and this is for the part of the blacks without exaggeration. It is so sensible that it needs to be 1-2% at a time in order to obtain perfect result. Otherwise it is blowing up the contrast, everything. And it is multi-parametric system. You can deviate actually the color and obtaining my initial result from the previous videos. That is horrible, but who cares? And it is done following once after another, and here and there without the structure of the fine-tuning interface, and you end up in that image. So, blacks, I'm correcting a little bit only the green. The white, I'm correcting only a little bit, but now it is composing the entire my image, because this is my creative way to use multiple cameras, but you are basically crushing everything inside, because it is sending the entire, even the super source, not only the let's see, in that way would be easier. There is an option here. If I go completely wrong, I can reset the entire image with this button and start again. And let's correct the green a little bit. And with the master, you see that this is the initial. In my opinion, you have to use as well some test chart, color test chart, not to crush all the colors. The foreground needs to be truthful of your image and colors and skin tone, and adapt color match with the background, the context of all togetherness to be credible. I can crush like crazy the foreground and the background. And it is a question of micro movements. You see, I can become an extraterrestrial. And it is this work of fine-tuning for every aspect. And this was for black and white. After that, there is the contrast, saturation, and advanced contrast. And after that, the flare. That's why it's very advanced. Let's see, I will look at my image here to be able to see what is going on. And in this context of the menu, contrast and saturation is done the same way. You have red, green, blue. Red, green, blue for foreground contrast and for the saturation. So I need to do it. If I move crushing everything on the contrast of the green, you have to fine tune it just to free every spill of the green. Saturation the same. Doesn't move. Whenever it's not necessary, you don't have to move it in any way. And it is so multi-parametrics that it is like nothing. You destroy the image basically, and the end result, because it becomes something ridiculous. So the remote control is the control surface is necessary to fine tune, because it is a question of really micro interventions. And let's leave it in that way. This, I'm going into the background. What I have done. Yes, from the foreground I'm going into the background. Here there is a function that you can use a test signal and improve the background to clear up, cleaning up all those things. But I will, it is complex. And it is very complex. Into the background, contrast. You have to match. There is a noise, electronic noise. It is not super optimized, but you will get it for good because it will become super boring. But you adjust, color match the image, foreground image with the background as much as possible. I can turn it even in black and white. And it is a process of refinement and fine-tune. At the end, there is advanced contrast that is still here for the background. Let me back. For the majority is what is your screen? In this case, green screen. You have to fine tune as a first thing these options about the colors, as it was explained, but the original CEO or whatever it was of the Ultimatte, how it is fine-tuned. You see, if I crush the green, the background is going crazy, and so you need to fine-tune the background about to adjust the green that needs to be, and after that you adjust the contrast master, and it becomes more in harmony with what is the image. And I'm not using any layering, so I cannot show enough anything of this, any demo about. Made in garbage, I haven't used them. You can fine tune the, instead of using garbage made, you can move the window, and I can do some fun showing off with you can see I can hide certain things. I can hide my light here, but given the fact that I'm using the composing of the entire production, that it has unpredictable results, that this is cutting pieces of other things, so I cannot I have to keep in mind those things, so I cannot use everything as I want, because I'm using it creatively. But this is how you can optimize. And I don't know if my previous result is still present into the preset, but we can see if it is improving or worse. Hey, this is a little bit more. The other set that we have fine-tuned is gone. If you don't save it, it is gone. And in this case, it's gone. This is horrible, right? This is how you do it. We can do our best to improve somehow. There is a button here, the mate. It is resetting everything. You can reset everything. I can try. I cannot do everything all together, but yes, it's done. Let's see if we can improve this image somehow. I need to see myself. Screen sample. I'm doing the same way I will take double you can move the cursor and choosing different points where exactly you need to do this catch, and after that floor it will be the other. It is as a floor, but I'm getting in here that is different lighting, and I will catch it here, and it is already a little improved. And if you see this, it is horrible. How it can improve matte density. It can be much worse. Cleaning up. Yes, it is a process of refinement. And now the background is doesn't have any more the noise. And I will proceed with the foreground. That is me. And now we do a little correction as before. Just a little, not crashing everything as I have done a month ago. Those are the blacks. You free from the green the blacks. You adjust the black level master a little bit. After that, the whites. You free the whites from the green without exaggerating, and you control the master whites. And it is coming more or less that way. The contrast, a little bit that. The saturation. And it is constant refinement. From extraterrestrial into human without green. Adjust contrast master. Now it's much more neutral as a color. And the same a little bit with the background. White level. This is saturation. Saturation separately for background, for the blacks, for the whites. It is very fine, very advanced, and you can do one by after another, and you can obtain really great result, which is better than before. I can choose the flares and fine tune. I can it is already good enough, but I can change the skin color. I can massively change the aspect. White balance, gray balance, black balance, and white balance separately. And one by one in the flare levels. And you arrive into the perfection, which is much better than before. Which number was the 2? I will override the 2, save it into the second position, and this is my new second position that has these colors, and the old one will not be available anymore. But it is much improved that what was the red human being before. It can be improved yet. But this is, and the previous with my background. And this taking the awareness about the video levels full limited has improved my quality of the colors, all the process that I have done of color calibration and everything. Even without working on specifically on this, I have improved my awareness and perception in order to fine tune it without as in technology and everything. Why? Once you have the basis, you are able to do everything around those aspects. Instead of having this color, it is much better a little bit this, it is more realistic. It's still somehow, but it is good enough. And I can obtain good result even with the number 1 position, that is that. I can just go here and reset everything and repeat the process. Screen sample. Do a cursor, positioning, and it is half improved. Foreground. We fine tune a little bit here and there to get out of any red, green spill, heavy spill. I can adjust a little bit. Yes, there is a noise, background noise. I will adjust a little bit just. What I have done to enter again into the red zone. And this is done here, the flares. Skin tone, the light warm. Light warm, you can see that it is changing the spills and the color of the chair. So you're doing this process, repeated process. just you have to be immediately at the edge of the improvement, not going boosting, because it is becoming horrible image. But you need just to fine-tune the good point of initial optimization. You can see here that I have shown, but there is a explicit button for the skin tone. Contrast. And it is here. If you have, I have tried even, I can inject my signal inside DaVinci Resolve and have, or you can use external, even on the monitor, have, it is the entire ecosystem of the workflow that you need to have the levels of the colors. It's the best use case in order to adjust them. And let's do a little bit without going too boring, too crazy. But I can adjust the few things, and it will be a little better than before. Yeah, I think it is much better than before. And now what was about to do this level of optimization, how was done? I forgot already. I'm losing myself and too much information, too much thing. But this is how it's done, definitely. Whatever I have done is better than before. And yeah, the hue is a little bit, but you can do it. And I can save it inside preset 1. If you touch, as I have done before, if you load one, you overwrite all your work again. You need first to save into the correct position. And there are settings about the details. It is very complex. I'm repeating. It is advanced, it is complex. It is hundreds of parameters that are interacting and influencing each other. So it's not one thing. And what I was about to do, selecting it is, I like it more than before, and it is a more human thing. This, and how long it became? 1 hour 39. I think we can stop here. I've been able to live stream with 5.7 megabits per second in 4K for 2 hours. And now you see the result immediately. And thank you very much. It is very cool stuff. Really great integration, and you can improve. You can optimize and do with. I have shown that I actually have Unreal Engine in my server is able to keep it up, but in order to integrate Unreal Engine, the best version is at least this one, Ultimatte 4K, that has all the outputs, keying, everything, together with decklink. This one of the decklinks with multiple inputs. I don't know if the old ones are out of production, but what I like is for my server is this one, for example, but you need to have the adapters, mini adapters, and this has the keying incorporated. You can integrate it in many different ways, and yes, it is a lot. Inside in Unreal Engine, you can integrate, you can track the different cameras. It becomes a war machine that you need to invest tens of thousands, if you're not 100,000, to obtain mega cool result. But this is how it needs to be done. Inside the Unreal Engine, you have multiple inputs, multiple outputs, referent in, and you can super optimize. And with this, I'm done. Let me activate again the program. This is how it is. Cool stuff. Is it or not? And now we'll see today probably again with my explanation, mega explanation of the ATEM Mini Pro extreme output levels, characteristics of the output levels that I have done, not reverse engineering, but observation, being able to use my integration inside. Now I have the output from my field monitor, and it changes. Unfortunately, the output is not without any control. It transforms 25 frames per second into 50% frames per second. That is going inside, and my output is instead. What I wanted to do, that is consuming 10 milliseconds of rendering, is this. I want to view it here in 4K already, how it will be presented at 25. So there is this is the biggest consume the biggest system resource consuming, but it is nothing for my server. Everything that I'm doing now, double, triple, transforming, upscaling, I have the very ridiculous NVIDIA Quattro P400 4000 that I bought in 2017 or 19. And it is super cool. 50 degrees. It consumes something like 70 watts or 100. And it is actually use it for encoding because there is nothing. And with that stuff, my server is sleeping. It is not consuming anything. All this stuff is, my network is consuming what? Sending 5.4, 5.7 that I am having, and receiving different stuff that I have set here, probably to observe this stuff here, what is going on with let's see, the analytics. I have here perfect. It has fluctuated here and there based on what you are showing, and the network is stable enough, fortunately. What has been on YouTube? Let's see. Sorry. On YouTube is up and running. I am in 4K. I have live produced without having to go inside DaVinci Resolve upscale, and after that republish it again for 10 hours. It is already done. I don't have to do anything. There is a warning that it is expecting 24 megabit per second, and I'm having only 5 megabits per second. But it is done. It is more than well presented. We can see the quality will be excellent everywhere. The sound, what I have done is my sound optimization inside my beautiful Extreme. I have connected it to the Pro. That doesn't, it is a little micro boosting again, without exaggeration. Applying the beautiful, whenever it's needed, I have super optimized. I'm setting at any stage limiter -2 dB in order to obtain -14 laps ready to go out of my live production on YouTube. And I'm in that way. And today will be the same. And this is it. Good stuff. Let's go forward. I hope it has been interesting, useful for the community, for each and every one of you that is interested in this stuff. I'm really passionate about broadcasting, live production, everything related to my content creation. I have improved a lot in my last 2 years. There is a night and day with the earliest version of me, and I am at a good point. Every day better and better, because after certain level, you logarithmic growing like crazy, and I'm at that point when all the dots are connecting, and you can be really creative with technology. And this the result into the life on let's see what's going on it is going on here, and after a few seconds it will stop because we are done connecting. Live production 4K minimalistic essential network and bandwidth, super optimized, colors are absolutely coherent everywhere because I have leveled it up everywhere in the right way. This intensity needs to be limited, and everywhere the signal is limited. And with this, after that, everything is coherent. If you use the USB 2, the output of the HPE, you have to use mandatory full level, otherwise it crashes completely the colors. I'm using only that. Haven't inserted anything to super boost, I don't need. But you can see frame missed due to the rendering. Those are done while I'm doing something on my computer. But you can see there is zero skipped frames, zero. And everything is perfect. Okay, thank you very much for this great result in explanation. Finally, I can return here. I can return here. Okay, great. Thank you very much. We be soon again. Probably after a couple of hours I will return with the other live stream. And it's been great stuff. Thank you. We will see you soon again. Thank you very much. And now the outro via OBS.
Alqubit. IT as an expression of art. Alqubit. IT as an expression of art.